Hey all brothers and sisters, my name is Captain Meatshield and welcome back to Satisfactory. So I've been doing some more work off camera, both in-game and just on paper to try and work out what I want to do with the reinforced plate factory. And yeah, I've run the numbers and the numbers are rather excessive. That's all I can really say about it. I'm back over here because I do want to go and pick up some materials. I've got some rods with me, which is good. Plates, and I think I need some wire. And probably some reinforced plate. I'm okay for cable. So I'll grab a couple of stacks of these. Might also want to go about picking up some concrete as well, but man, am I loaded up on stuff at the moment. I'll tell you what, yeah, I'll take a quick drive over to the bunker. Go and grab some concrete from there. Grab as much of that as I can. Although, how I'm going to load up on any reinforced plate now is going to be somebody else's guess. I'm sure there are some things that I can leave behind. I don't know what I'm going to need. Oh, summer sloop can definitely go. I'll switch you out for those power shards. May as well. Oh, I might drop my object scanner because I don't need that at the moment. We're not really going off searching for stuff, so that can stay. Ugh, this is getting very full as well. That can stay in there. Xenobasher can also stay somewhere when I can find another box that's actually got some bloody space. And that will probably have to do it because, yeah, fuckloads of stuff elsewhere. I'll try and top up the any stacks that I have. But honestly, I think we're okay. I have done a little bit more work around this sort of hub area, mostly around like Iron Plate 1. I started building this. This is going to be like a little bit of a road bridge for us, just to navigate over the rails. It's not finished yet, but I've been working on like further establishing some more rail lines. I want the trains to be able to access, you know, this side and out on the other end from both lines. So it took a while figuring out like the spacing that I needed for all this stuff, because these rails, they don't like their sharp turns, and you've got to make sure that you get them as clean as possible. But I'm quite pleased with how it's all looking over here. It's obviously one thing to just place them down and have them look good. Is going to be a different thing entirely to get the trains actually running across them. I did have to do a little bit of wiggling around because I removed some of the foundation from under here to get, you know, be able to get the rails through. But then I forgot that this big old block of rock was just sitting in the way, so the trains are going to weave around a little bit before they come into the station. But ultimately, I think it's looking really good. I can't wait to get more of this on the go, and then once we got the trains going, it's just going to feel so alive. It's going to be fantastic. I've done my best to try and incorporate like the existing factory into it, and then we've got this as like a ramp up and down so we can come down to ground level. But yeah, so far looking fantastic. I might need to do something. Like, these rails might need to come out a bit further, actually, if I want to get the, if I want to be able to get the out of the train station to connect up with this line. That's something I hadn't thought of. That thing there, that stacker is probably going to have to move. And I might need to move that ramp as well. But I'll play around with that off camera and see what happens. I also sorted out some automated production on biomass. I got a container here, one for leaves, one for wood. It seems like the entire system's run down. But that's because I put a ridiculous amount of storage here for it. And this container at the bottom's empty, which is good. What about you? Yeah. Oh, you're still actually emptying out. Oh, okay. You're currently filling up. Okay, so yeah, we've got a fair bit more room for biomass, which is something. So I'm going to take us back over to the reinforced plate location, and I'll start running through what my calculations have been so far, because it's a bit of a mess. So here we go. I've already started putting down some stations. These are going to be the 2 import ones. I think I'm going to have the export station somewhere else. Might move it a little further down this way and figure out where I want to put rails. These are mostly here just to figure out the space and the scale of everything, because of course it's going to be fucking huge. I've started putting down the miners and getting like an idea of where I want to put stuff, and these are obviously machines to let me work out all of the ratios and details. The way it works, we're going to need 2... how many was it? I think I've got my numbers all wrong on this. Hang on, give me a second. Yeah, I had calculated things wrong. But it doesn't really screw up, like, the main kind of... what would be the right word? The main kind of contributor to how this place is going to be set up. Because the majority of it is going to be based around what these train stations are going to output. So each platform, like, or the platform, each station there is going to have 4 outputs, because we've got 2 inputs and 2 outputs on each freight wagon. Yeah, these are going to be the outputs here, and then outputs here. So it's 4 each. So 4 currently Mark IV belts will be able to support 1,920 materials a minute, which is quite a lot. But when you take into consideration how much this outpost is going to use and how much it's going to consume, it's not necessarily as much as you might think. So the limiting factor on this is going to be how much we can supply with screws via the train station. So on Mark IV belts we can support 21 1/3 machines. So that's not bad, because working with belt speeds we can bring that down to, we can easily support things in blocks of 3, which is a pretty good way of doing things. With the input of iron from the other train station, whichever one it ends up being, I don't know which one's which yet, that's going to be able to support 96 machines. So what I'm thinking, taking into consideration the miners that we've got here, I'm thinking of not using the on-site resources to produce plates at all. I think if I were to produce nothing but screws using all of these machines, that would more than amply supply what we need. And I don't think we need to worry about bringing in any more resources and, changing up, like mixing up the different types of materials that we've got produced here. We could just focus on producing screws and import more screws and iron plates. That should work fine. I want to just double check some numbers on that. Yeah, I think from the numbers that I've just run, on-site production can just go into reinforced iron plate and screws. The train station, as long as we can maintain throughput, is going to be able to fully support this system. We're not going to need any on-site iron plate production. So that's pretty damn good, and I think ultimately we're going to be able to support about 66 machines making reinforced iron plate, which would work out at 330 per minute. That's not bad. That's some really good throughput. Right. Clear these away. Now, what we've got to do is figure out where things are going to go. So, I'm going to build a roof over the train stations themselves, just to get started, because a lot of it is going to get built on top of this. I think all the reinforced plate production itself will happen over, these stations. We'll probably do a lot more with the screws and everything may be out over this way. I'm going to have to sort out all of the miners first, and probably give myself room to expand, but we could always just build above them, despite the fact that I don't really want to do that. I quite like leaving them open-topped. Oh, maybe I could build like a slight difference in the floor so that it looks like they've got some sort of air outtake. Ooh, that could work. That could be fun. Yeah, I might do something like that. Oh, I just realised something else I wanted to do. I wanted to go and explore this cave. Let's go and do it. I know it's a distraction early on, but I really want to go and check to see what this is about. I don't need to go scanning for stuff. Ow! I need to heal up. Button I was trying to press was for my light, my torch. Let's see what's down here. I bet it's going to be spiders. There's also some bacon. I can appreciate bacon. Oh. I don't know, it doesn't actually seem like it goes anywhere. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Little old tunnel to nowhere. Oh, that was worth it. Safe to say I'm not going to be worried about, like, building over that and sealing it off. Still, I got myself some bacon. Can't argue with that. But yeah, I could quite happily close that off. Not going to be a problem. But what I do need to figure out is what's going to go where. So what I should do, I should add up how much of each material is going to be on this site at any one time. Preparing for upgraded belts and upgraded miners as well. And then I know exactly how much stuff I need to build. So, give me a minute, I'm going to work some more numbers out. Yeah, I've just worked out how much I'd be able to support once we get up to the Mark III miners and Mark V belts. We'd be able to have 116 machines producing reinforced iron plate. Which would work out a total of 2,300 and... No, that's 2,320. That's how much iron plate I'd need, which I can fully support with Mark V belts. Times that by 5. That's 580 reinforced iron plate a minute. Just a rather good number. Right, I think I've got all these numbers correct. I'm kind of frying my brain with all this. So I apologise if fuck all's going to get done. Right, current setup, once I've overclocked all of the machines, all the miners, we're going to be getting 30 smelters on the on site, along with 60 constructors making screws, and then we can support 61 assemblers making reinforced iron plate. That's with the Mark II miner, Mark IV belt build. So... Oish. I think I'm going to want to set up 3 banks of smelters over this way that I can then expand out into 60 later on. Where am I going to put them all? And most importantly, where am I going to leave room for a train station for exports? That's my biggest concern at the moment, is making sure that I can export all the reinforced plate once it's made. What I may have to do is bring everything up to this level. Just to ensure that I've got space for the trains, because at the moment I'm not going to be getting a train through this space. I mean, they'll probably clip through it, but I'd rather not have them do that. I'd rather it look a little more normal, if that's even fucking doable. So we're going to do that. We're going to bring some foundations over this way. And we're just going to start setting up a platform that we can get building with. I mean, I kind of like the idea of having the smelters, like, kind of further down. Ooh, okay, I've got another idea. I'm going to build this out. And hope that I can fit a good number of machines along this. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, this is just going to be the smelting platform. I'm going to build 3 columns of 10 along here, and then when we get further down, once we've expanded more, I think I might be able to fit another 3 on if I take it further down, or I could even just build them above. But for now, this will definitely do the job. Alright, 30 smelters. Should do the trick. So yeah, these are going to be producing... what was it? 60 per minute. 250% of that will be 120, yeah. That would work out at... so, 90, 120, 150, yeah. So... yeah. Okay, just making sure my numbers are correct, because if the numbers ain't correct, this system's just going to be fucked. Oh, Mother Nature, get out of the way. You are a hindrance. Oh shit, I've already used up all of my concrete. Oh dear. I'm gonna have to go and get more. I was trying to fill out all of this so it ends where this column does, so I know where to continue working from. In fact, what I could do... would this be a good idea? Give me a second. Oh, no. Oh god, I forgot I didn't have my jetpack on, so I was trying to run around like a speedy bastard, but... fuck. All I did was hurt myself. Okay, so this should be the final dimension of the smelting area. Should be. I think I've worked this out far enough. We're, like, leaving space for all the gaps between smelters and everything. Yeah, I've spaced that correctly. So we got little kind of blocks here just to let us know how sizable this thing's going to be, and my god. There's really not much down here, is there? I've not done much with this area at all. Okay. So, I need another trip to go and get some more concrete, because otherwise nothing else is getting done. What keeps happening to my fuel? I loaded this thing up, and... this is one thing that I have been finding a very weird bug with this game, is sometimes you load up the car, or load up a vehicle, and then you'll go off and do something, and then you'll come back to it and there's just no fuel in it. Like, what's going on? Where am's my fuel? Why car no go? Right, that's as much concrete as I can manage right now. It'll have to do. I have just realised if I want to go about building anything like assemblers, I'm going to need some modular frames. Okay. Right, let me just get over here and... yeah. I'm just going to go and thieve from the machines, as opposed to running down to the station. There we go. So that's 150 modular frames. That'll build me... 50. So, that's a good start. Alright, I'm going to leave this floor completely bare. I'm going to just have this for the trains themselves. Again, where I'm going to put the output train, or the exports train, I don't know. But we'll bring ourselves up above all this. And I think I'm going to try to keep the smelters as uncovered as possible. Just because I like the way it looks. A little bit more of a gap there. And I'll just start bringing some floor out over this way, and then I'm going to figure out where everything's going to go. Right, so this will bring me out to the end of the smelting line, once that's all established. I'm just going to try and sort out a base floor. Because then what I want to do is work out dimensions on machinery. Like how big a pod of constructors will end up being, how big a pod of assemblers, blah blah blah. And just ran out of concrete again. So I've got a big gaping hole over here. What do we think of big gaping holes? I don't know. Right, so constructors and assemblers. We need lots of these. It's going to be excessive. Especially once we get around to the upgrade version of this outpost. Oh, God. I'm not looking forward to having to set all of these recipes. It's just not going to be fun. But I think what I might do with the screws is bring them down to blocks of 4 or blocks of 8. Is that going to work for... Oh, shit. Hang on. Yeah, that's going to really be awkward for... working with like 60, because it works fine when it gets up to the 120 constructors that we'll need, because that will work out at 15 like modules, but obviously half of that is going to be 7.5, so I don't know, we could maybe set up 8 blocks of 8 and only connect half of the last one. That may be the best way of doing it. So, okay, yeah, we're going to go back to doing this in 4s. Well, 4 on either side, so yeah, modules of 8. Just for the sake of getting even distribution between everything, because it's not working when I'm doing it in 10s. Not at the moment, anyway. And this one, I just want to focus on getting the throughput. As for the assemblers, I need 61. Or I can support 61. Will be able to support 61. Whatever. So this is going to take a little while longer. But when it comes down to belts, like, the important thing about the inputs is iron plates and screws. Well, the iron plates, one Mark 1 belt will support 3 of these machines. And 4 screw manufacturers will support 3 of these machines. Both of the like prerequisite items. So for the iron plate production and the screw production, it's a 4:3 ratio. So it works out really quite nice. I think we worked with that a little bit back in the modular frame build. So I've got to work out how I want to distribute everything. But it's going to be setting these machines up in pods of 3 that are all being fed with their items, via splitters. So we'll bring in stuff on, Mark 1 belts for the iron plate, at least when it gets to this part of the final distribution of items, and then down to Mark 2 belts for the screws. So yeah, maybe modules of 6, like pods of 6 or whatever I want to do. That's probably going to work out the best way, so that would work out at about 10 of those, I'd say. We may as well just round it down to 60, and then once we upgrade things further, we can worry about it from there. So, yeah, that's not a bad way of doing things, but I am out of time for this episode, I'm afraid. So what I'm going to do from here, between episodes, I will continue building out this floor and probably build the floor above it so that we can start setting up. I'll get a rough idea of where I want the machinery to go, and then we'll just spend time laying out the framework of it, and then between episodes for that I can start hooking up all the belts. And then I think once that's done, we might be ready to start connecting some rails. And we've got to figure out where all of these rails are going to go. Especially with the exit rails for everything here. Because currently these are pointed off in this direction towards coal 1 and oil 2. But there's not really anywhere for the rails to go. Unless I swing them back around this way and see if I can take them out down that way. I mean, that may work. I'm wondering what might be over that way as well. Although I feel like... did we not explore that? Because that took us down to oil too, I'm sure of it. But we'll work that out as we go. The main thing first is getting all the infrastructure set up. Then we can worry about the inputs and outputs of the logistics of everything. So for now, I'm going to wrap this episode up here and just say thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out the playlists on the channel for more Let's Plays on metal covers, and give this video a like or a comment just to leave your thoughts. And if you wish to join the ever-growing ranks of the Order of the Shield, subscribe on YouTube, chuck me a follow over on Twitch, or maybe even consider checking out my Patreon and becoming an officer within the ranks. But thank you again for watching this video, and I will catch you all very, very soon. This is Captain Meatshield, signing off. This is just stress. That's all this is 100% stress. I'm not equipped for this.